Hi, I hope everyone's doing really wonderfully. I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. I had a rehearsal a few days ago with a friend of mine, Jonny Akehurst, and we had a lot of fun, and we just kind of impromptu decided to do a little interview or maybe just a little chat. So this is what I want to show you today. I think he's an awesome singer, and he is truly almost obsessed with singing. He sends me WhatsApp messages a lot, like throughout the week, and we have a project right now that we're working on, but he always sends messages of like, okay, I'm singing now, I'm belting, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. And so he's like really all over the singing, and he has these goals. He really has specific goals. It's like, I want to sing this song. We have this really hard song we are working on right now, and he sets the goal and he practices every day, and just, he doesn't give up. And I really love his dedication. And of course I love his voice, so I wanted just to share this with you. Now let me just, like a little disclaimer, it was very impromptu and I've never done an actual two-person interview on camera. It was really hard to set it up, and so I held this mic. It was really funny, but just don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to what we actually talked about, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. So have fun. I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. I'm just talking to a friend of mine today, Jonny Akehurst. He is a wonderful singer, and obviously we are having some fun today. We just had a rehearsal, and I thought, why not sit together and just have a little chat, and just, I wanted to ask him some questions. Maybe that would help some of you about, like, maybe how you warm up and how you go about, getting ready for gigs and things. So why don't you tell us, what is your background in singing? How did you get into it? And what have you done so far? And what do you want to do when you grow up?
That's a lot. It's a big question. So you want to know how I started singing. So I never sang before. I moved to Germany and I started singing here in Germany. So just for fun. Yeah.
You are from?
I'm from Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah. So I was just singing for fun, and people were asking me to sing at some parties and stuff. So I did that a couple times, and just a lot of people started asking me to play and sing. And so I did more and more stuff like that just for fun mostly. But in the last couple of years, I guess I've been doing a lot more professional shows and making it kind of a side job. So it's fun. I like to sing.
He does. He sings a lot. So, what are your projects currently? What do you do, singing-wise?
Well, we have a cool little private party that we're rehearsing for in Kurtz before Weihnachten. And Freya is going to sing with us, so we're going to do a couple duets and a bunch of rock stuff. And so it's going to be a fun concert, so we've been rehearsing for that. So I love singing duets because, it's pretty cool somehow.
Yeah, so I would like to know, like, first of all, how do you get ready for a gig as far as learning repertoire? And then also, of course, how do you get ready, right before the gig, the day off? What do you do? Are there any rituals you have?
I don't have any rituals, I guess, necessarily. I try to warm up and do a bunch of some stupid sounding exercises and stuff in the morning, or gonna be sometime before the show, So, and I try not to drink too much until the Zugabe.
But you always memorize your songs, right? Like, do you have a special way to memorize all those? Because every time you show up, it's like, oh, sheets are for, don't need sheets. I always memorize everything, which of course is the ideal way for singers, because first of all, you can connect to the song better. You can connect to your audience. Looking at music is like you have the wall between you and your audience. But like, how do you memorize it so well? Is it just practice?
I think you can't memorize it if you have the text. As long as you have the sheets, that you'll never remember it ever. And as soon as you do it without the sheets, then you have to know it. So then sure, you mess it up a few times, and then you check it then on the sheets and say, okay, right. And then, yeah, I guess I have a good memory also. So I mean, that helps, of course. But yeah, I try to learn the song. What does the song mean? And not just what the words are, but what the story of the song is, and how the verses, logically follow each other, that it makes sense. And that way it's easier to follow through a song that makes sense, and not just a bunch of words that you try to remember,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sometimes some lyrics are really hard to remember, because sometimes there are songs that have, like, it's almost the same, but it's different. Some
like every pop song, they're all the same but different. So that's really the tricky part.
Sometimes the chorus isn't the same every time, and so like I always like if I have a hard time, I try. I mean, I have songs where I'm thinking, so first of all it goes in alphabetic order, and then it goes in like the other way around. Sometimes you have to do stuff like that to remember this.
Yeah, so I do stuff like that sometimes also.
So, okay, what are your biggest struggles vocally? And how do you work on stuff when you find like you want to, like, maybe you can't quite hit that tone there, and how do you work on stuff?
Well, my goal is to be the greatest singer of all time.
Yay, of course.
So,
well, aren't you already?
No, not quite, but I'm working on it.
Oh, it's right, because I am, right?
Yeah, but I'm working on it because, okay, I'm a crazy person like that. I set impossible goals, and then I just try to attain it, and then I figure, of course, the goal is probably impossible, but at least if you get part way there, then you're doing pretty well. And if you have a simple goal and you reach it, well, big deal, So how I'm reaching my goal of being the greatest singer of all time is I just sing all the time, and I try to make connections with great singers like Freya, and singing with Evie, another girl from our benefits concert. She's going to come and rehearse next Wednesday at my place. Whole bunch of Christmas songs, like typical stuff like White Christmas and all that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So I just make sure that I'm singing, and I don't really care where exactly. I just want to be singing with good singers and good bands where I have a chance to work on stuff that gets me excited and keeps me, working on new melodies or new challenges and stuff like that. And then I just sing all the songs all the time, all morning. I do a bunch of warm-ups, and when I don't know if I'm a baritone or a tenor. I'm not going to mention the competition, but I have this person that I found on YouTube that has a whole bunch of exercises and
it's
stuff,
okay,
so.
You can mention. I'm all for sharing the knowledge. Go ahead.
So I guess his name, if I pronounce it correctly, is Jeff Rolka.
Oh yeah,
some guy
Rolka.
from the UK, I guess, and I stumbled across one of his videos or at some time, so I started doing those, and so I have like a favorite list of 4 that I work on, and so one is this bass baritone one that goes really low, so that's good when my voice is kind of like it is now, kind of getting all. Then it's nice to do this bass baritone thing, and then I do the baritone one. And then I do the tenor one, and I normally, once I'm warmed up, I can do the tenor one pretty nice, and it feels good and not so like stress or anything. That feels pretty good and comfortable and nice. So then I also do the alto one that he has, which I sometimes can get through lots of that also pretty comfortably. And so
now you only need to do the soprano, then you'll be then you will truly be the greatest singer in the world.
First I gotta get through the alto. The high end of this alto is usually, no matter how good I'm feeling, I can't make it to the top.
Yeah.
So I guess I do lip trills when I get to that point, and I just do these, these things.
That is really the most important thing to becoming a great singer, is actually doing it. I mean, you could know all the things in theory, but doing it is a whole different thing. You just have to be doing it. And I think one of the reasons why, for me, singing has become so easy, and it just works any day, any time. It's like, because I've done it so much in my life. I mean, since I was a child, and then like for 20 years, I've been professional, and I've been on stage, and I could just, like any time of the day, I could just start singing, and it's easy nowadays because I have just done so much of it. Mm-hmm. And so, like, you got to really just do it.
A smart person once told me that to be a master of anything, you need a minimum of 10,000 hours. And so I was thinking about it, and I guess it's possible that maybe I have maybe 4,000 hours at this point. So, you know, I think if I keep singing my ass off, maybe I can get to 10,000 hours by the time I'm like maybe 50 or 55, and then it's possible in that time frame that I become the master of my voice.
That's exactly. Master your voice.
This is exactly what my goal is. I want to master my voice so that I can use it as almost a weapon.
Yeah, it's
mass
almost
destruction.
Yeah, because it's really cool when your voice does exactly what you want it to do, whatever you want it to do, instead of your voice dictating, you know, what you can do and having all these limitations because I can't quite do it. It's kind of annoying.
It's an incredible feeling, I find, when your voice is doing exactly what you're commanding it to do, and you hear it, you know what I mean, and you feel it, that's exactly what I wanted to express and exactly how I wanted to express it, and then you're just like, and then it feels great, you know. It's a really incredible feeling of freedom, I think, once you can do that.
Yeah, I think it's, for me nowadays, it's really hard to remember what it feels like when, you know, things aren't really working. But I remember kind of how it felt. And sometimes for me when I teach, it's a little hard sometimes to just kind of, I was like, why is that so hard? I'm thinking, why is it so hard? But it is in the beginning, especially like when you're trying to get sing higher, you feel constrictions, you feel tight, you feel tense, and you're closing up. I think that just comes with a lot of practice and a lot of, you know, trying to find relaxation. You have the tension.
You also learn the sort of the tells, you know, you learn before you get really out of your, you know, technique and out of your sort of zone, you recognize that you're starting to drift into a bad habit of one or another, and then you can correct it easier when you check it immediately, sort of that, oh, wait a minute, I'm doing that thing, I gotta stop doing that, before you really let it destroy your whole performance or your whole, you know, you get aus and under. So
yeah, well, by the way, my audience is English speaking.
You guys aren't German, eh? I'm not German either. So.
He speaks what we call Denglish. It's like English and Deutsch all
if you
mixed
need to
up.
learn Denglish, you can learn it from me. I am the master.
Master of Denglish.
I didn't even need 10,000 hours to master Denglish. I mastered Denglish in possibly 10 minutes.
But you've been in Germany for quite a while, so.
Yeah, for 10 Jahre.
Yeah.
10 years.
I'm really looking forward to doing more gigs with you, and probably there will be a continuation of our chat. This was just kind of an impromptu thing. Part one, and then we'll probably maybe get into more depth of some technical things. Maybe
next time we'll talk about the great production that is Barcelona.
Yeah, we are singing Barcelona.
My favorite soprano and yours, Miss Freya, and me,
Jonny Akehurst.
And we're gonna try to do it. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today. You have a wonderful day. And don't forget, you know my slogan, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing. Bye. Well, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed our little chat. I think we're going to have a continuation of that, but the next time probably have a better setup with sound and lighting on all that. So, but I do hope you enjoyed, and the message that I want you to take is like, just, you know, do it. There is nothing that can replace just doing it. Just sing, just do it. Don't overdo it, but do it in a very healthy way, in a very, you know, on purpose, very much thought out. Is like, what is it that you want to achieve? What is your goal? And then just set out to do it and just do it. You have to just put those 10,000 hours in. And maybe at the 1,000 hour mark, you will find that you are drastically improving. And then again, at the 5,000 hour mark, you will see that you're drastically improving. And then at the 10,000 hour mark, well, at least that's what's being said. It's like, that makes you a true expert at whatever you're doing. And I find it's true that the more I have sung in my life, the easier it gets, and I don't have to think about it a lot. It just happens automatically and very naturally. It's almost like second nature to you. It's all automatic. All those little automatisms are just happening without you consciously having to remember anything. And that is an ideal place to be at whenever you're singing. Doesn't mean it becomes easy, but it becomes easy just to do it. It's still a lot of work physically and mentally and everything you put into it. So I hope you have a wonderful week. If you are not in my Facebook group, Master Your Voice, you need to join it. Jonny is in it too, and he keeps posting too. Look for it on Facebook, Master Your Voice. There's almost, I think, 1,400 people in there right now. And I would love for you to join the conversation and get motivation from other singers all over the world every day to stay motivated and just to kind of share your problems and issues and everything that you have. Have a great day. Until next time, don't forget, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing. Bye.